Hello everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I won't be using astrology today, it'll just be the cards, and I'm going to read on this little monster. That one, you know, that lives here in this, and then I do that, and then I feel a little better, especially if it slams. Okay, I'll stop. Anyway, what I want to look into, Trump just keeps, he's out there on the news all the time trashing Biden and saying that all these lawsuits coming down on him are because of the Biden administration. And so I want to see if, because he's been quite threatening lately, I want to look and see if he does really have actual, physical intentions of hurting Joe Biden. And maybe I'll I think I'll use a kipper, and I have my Jack Smith card, and but yeah, so I want to see if that's true or not. I don't like to stir up trouble, but I just want to look and see, is that true? And then if it is, I want to see if there would be any consequences, if there's anything that's anything would come of it, in any way, shape, or form. Okay. All right, let me swap out cameras here, bring you over my table, and get a kipper reading going. Okay, hold on. Be right back. Okay, so bear with me. I'm switching up decks. I got guidance to use the kipper and the Lennies again, but I can't get those cards to align. They're two different sizes, and shuffling, even just to try and clear the deck, it doesn't work. They just keep all glomming over to one side or the other. So these two decks are exactly the same size. So I have the Card Geeks Kipper on this side, and I'll try because these cards are really small, and then the Dondorf Lenormand on this side. Yeah, that's working better. Okay, so bear with me while I put my intention into the cards for this guy. So, is he either directly or indirectly calling to his base some type of a directive to, in any way, create problems, harm to Joe Biden and Jack Smith? And if so, if he's guilty of that, what will the consequences to Trump be? Because I've already done readings on both Jack Smith and Biden to see that they are more than safe. They are protected. Okay. So I might be able, well, I'll get the cards laid out first. These are smaller, so I'm going to be able to bring the camera down a little bit, so I'll do that in a minute. Okay. Let go of my head, let go of my bias. Bring the logic back into it later. For now, it's about getting the cards to line up. Oops, I guess that's it right there. Okay. Okay, something important that brings in lots of rut-row moments about his strategy. Hold on, let me just get these lined up. Yeah, I can tell I'm going to be able to, let's see, what is that, 6, 7? Yeah. I'll be able to bring this down or in quite a bit so you can see the images better. But don't have to go moving the whole thing, but it's okay. We'll get it. Yeah. See, I love mixing these decks together. And there's someone, I think it's Carrie Paris that is, so if there are any fans out there of both the Lenormand and the Kipper, oh, this is my no card. Okay, I have to leave it in there. I forgot to put a yes and no in there. No with court, but something's being revealed. Okay. Oh, I bet I know what that is. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can. There we go. Okay. I like this card here, except for it's upside down. Yeah, I guess I had them backwards when I was shuffling. Okay, anyway. What I was trying to say about Carrie Paris and someone else that was helping her with a deck, they're creating one that's supposed to be ready in August. I ordered it a long time ago, but I'm still waiting. And that is a mixture. It's a mix, and I think there's extended cards in it. Anyway, it's on Amazon if you're interested. Can't remember what they're titling it, but if you put in Carrie Paris cards and see what comes up, maybe. It's Carrie. I think it's Carrie Paris. Anyway, what I like about mixing these two is that the Lennies are so good for situations, to figuring out what the situation is. And then the Kipper is so good for relationships, because we have all the people cards, extra people cards, and we also have the overall like fortune of a person. So they're really good for legal issues. Okay, so opening up the reading here, yes, there's something very important that is going to cause Trump major, major sorrow over his strategy and his like entrepreneurial vision as a way to just, cut down any legal issues. He's trying to, like block legal issues. But I think he's going to be cut down and legally blocked. Right? Because he's in projection. It's all the witch hunt and it's the Biden administration that's coming after me. Biden has been hands off over the, the DOJ, which of course Trump never did, because he had Bill Barr doing his bidding. He had his little lapdog doing his bidding. So Trump is 100% in projection there, of course. If I go with the four corners, I would start at the lower left. We have toxic issues, toxic little, it's fraud, it's lies, it's a lot like the fox. Do I have the fox in here? Nope. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to leave this over this way, because after I'm going to take this card out, put this one in, because I forgot I put yes and no in this deck. Because we get extra people cards with the Lennies. Usually get like 2 of each, and the child as well. So anyway, back to the mice here. So the mice like eat away at you. They nag you. They bring in. It can lessen something, but it's also our card for creating ruin, and it's our card for lies and fraud. It's our card for addicts, or something that eats away at the person. Major stress. It's a card that, in predictive readings, it's like either something's going to be lessened and taken away, or just maybe a major, major stressful situation. So stress, lies, fraud, ruin, spoiling everything. But you know how mice are. They go and then they shit little, they've got their little trail of shit that is there. Now, if anyone has a pet mouse or, gerbil, or what do you call them, gerbils, whatever. If you have any pet rodent, I don't mean to, pets do what they do, and that's a whole different thing, but I'm just reading the meaning of the card. So, because, they can carry viruses if they're not healthy. So this is Trump in his toxic lies, creating his own ruin, and the abuse that is very important. And he's going to be very sorry for what he's done in the future. The sorrow card, remember in the Kipper, the other deck, it's the one where the guy's got his hand, his here, maybe I can find it real quick. Hold on one second. I know you guys will remember it. Hold on, if I can pull out because most of them were like right. Here, I'll pause this for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's this card here. These are the same cards. The despair and in this card it's sorrow. So, it's that being tortured with worry and stress card. So that's opening up the reading. That's amazing. And it knights down here to the lies, the fraud, the cheating, the abuses. And so Trump is going to be very, very sorry about that. And he is worried about it already. That's why he's lashing out. That's what he does. Now, coming from the center card here, our expectation card. Now that's, hold on, I put the deck in order real quick so I could show you, because I know you guys are used to this certain images, and that's really important. But right here, expectation. Remember this card? This is our card for surveillance. And of course, what he's doing is outing himself with every rally, every time he goes on his Truth Social. I mean, he's being watched. I should call it Untruth Social. He's being watched, and he can expect, if we just read the cards simply, he has an expectation, and it could happen within the next few months to have major legal challenges come down, because this is our, in the Lenormand, this would be the same as a courthouse card. But the indictments have already come down. So anyway, so what's knighting here is he's going to be very sorry he's done what he's done. He's going to just, he can't get out from under this. Not when it comes to the documents case, not when it comes to, trying to overthrow an election. He's got between the documents case, between stealing top secret documents and refusing to return them, which he's, outing himself every time he speaks about that. And J6, January 6th, inciting an insurrection. I mean, that's treason. Between those two cases, one of them will get him and get him good. But we also have Fani Willis, who has the grand jury trial coming down. She already had the special grand jury trial. So the next one will be the actual grand jury trial. And I think it's going to happen in August, based on what has come through with the cards and the fact that she's pulled out those court dates, scheduled the court dates. So, so there's that. And that, that whole case has to do with his trying to falsify votes, trying to get all these different state secretaries of state and governors and other elective or elector officials to say that, to cheat, basically, right? The whole Eastman Green Bay sweep plan. And it's all documented. That's the thing. There was a PowerPoint presentation, remember? So anyway, with this card here, besides him going through surveillance, he is, this is a card that will like kind of put something out there that we can expect to see. And so, but he's expecting it, but there's not a damn thing he can do about it, right? It's like a woman wondering if she's pregnant, and, currently in some states there won't be a thing she can do about it, which is awful. But, this is Trump. He's pregnant with something. What is that? Well, legal issues, because we have the little tower card up here in the Lenormand. This has to do with institutions, and so we're talking the institution of our law, the authority that's hanging over him, right? And then what also is knighting is this commitment, and I believe this would be Jack Smith's commitment and the DOJ's commitment. Remember, Merrick Garland kept saying, without favor or fear, no one's above the law, or maybe it's fear or favor, whatever, but no one is above the law. So, and it's not just Trump. This entire everything that he's done is going to bring in all of the people that supported him as well, and we can see that he's going to, this is just going to be a big fat no for him coming through because his card knight's here. The institution of our law, so our DOJ, has been meeting over and over and over again. There's tons of teamwork, to block him. And his reputation is going to hit this big wall of a no. And this card knights together, the obstacle that's a big no. Legally, we have the court card here. So, this is, here, I'll show you real quick because I put them in order. So this is my Jack Smith card that didn't come through. It looks a little different. But this one, right there. This is the answer card here. But when I take the no card out, so for Trump, there's, it's going to feel like no justice, right? But also, the answer here is basically like there's no problem. I mean, I'm not seeing. Well, wait, I have to frame it into the way I phrased the question. So the consequences, what will the consequences to Trump be? Well, he's going to feel like no justice. But if I take this no card out, because I forgot that, I had this no, yes and no cards in this deck, move this one over, it would have gone this way, because this was the next one up in line. So I think that's probably really more accurate. But anyway, so there'll be obstacles. Well, let's see. This could be obstacles in discovery. Obstacles. Well, let's see. Obstacles to. Just trying to tune in a little bit more intuitively rather than just reading the cards. Because, this card is all legal matters. This card can definitely be legal matters, but it's also all the different institutions of our government. We could kind of put the Hierophant card up here. And there's all the teamwork of all the different institutions that are just going to, throw him into either some restriction or some padded cell or something somewhere that will be stopping him. I mean, this is a stop card, a no and a stop card. Definitely this one's a stop card. There's a decision that puts him in some kind of isolated prison space. We've got a decision here and a decision here, based on all these meetings of the legal branches of our government, plus the jury trials. Oh, that's what it is. That's right. This is it right here. All of these different jury trials. In the Lenormand, the Pathways card, Crossroads Pathway, whichever you want to call it, depending on the deck, it is our card for more than one thing. So it can be like a lot of different things. You can see here all the little pathways. It's not just one. There's, you go one, but you can always come back and go around. Many alternate issues. So, but it's like the fish card where it can be a lot. So I'm getting a lot because of these cards connecting together. A lot of jury trials and indictments. Yeah. Now the ship up here with the Lennies, this brings in, it's ruled by Jupiter in the 9th house, so it's not necessarily a courts of law, but with these cards surrounding in this whole strategy, I think that we could probably safely say this is his connection to those, foreign documents, and that the abuse is over here. and because this can be our foreign places card, but it's also a card of change and transitions and movement. So if we're reading a story, we could say from this top row up here that there's going to be important major stresses and anxieties that he can't get out of, and his strategy to be free to move around is definitely going to be cut off legally, and he's going to be blocked. So maybe these cards are saying that, oh yeah, of course, duh. See, now this is a place where your logical brain, it's like Annette Dion when she says, you don't have to be psychic to. It's basically that, where our reason could tell us that all the trash that Trump is talking about Biden, although Biden he's not going to mess with the DOJ, I just know it, but all the trash that Trump is talking about Jack Smith and Jack Smith's wife, and the fact that he's attacking the Biden administration, Jack Smith is going to make him, it's going to just make him come down harder on Trump, and that's what's going on here. Here, I've got to do the dueling chopsticks. So, important obstacles. We have like a yes and a no card here. For Trump, there's these major obstacles that he's not going to be able to. If you're playing rock, paper, scissors, well, this big old rock is going to win over this key or over the scissors. And then with the anxiety that he can't get out from underneath, it's like a major dark night of the soul that he's not going to be able to get away from. And then here we are with so bridging these together, his strategy has been cut off, and it comes back to his foreign connections right there in the center there, and that's hanging over him. There's not a thing he can do. And we can see that, he's like married to the mob here in all these different countries, married to Trump and Putin, House of Trump, House of Putin, like Craig Unger's book. And that's the danger to the institutions of our government. And this has been Trump's strategy. And that's, eventually what's going to land him in prison, because we've got the abuse here that will put him in prison. We've got, I suppose this would be the care and all the meetings under the DOJ that are being undertaken, all these details that we don't even know that are happening. And then with both of these cards are change cards here. So it doesn't matter if Trump would ever have a change of heart. Like he's guilty there. So there's going to be, because of what Trump has done, a lot of changes and improvements to our government, because of, he's helping us he's exposing for us all of the loopholes and the issues that need to be worked with. And then down here on this side, the theft and the fraud and the lies and the stealing and the cheating is being exposed. There's a big spotlight. And our court system, because we can see this line here, this column here, our court system, all the branches of our court and branches of our government, and the jury trials that are going to have to be gone through will expose everything and shine a light on what needs to be, changed and improved. So there's commitment. It's what Trump has done with his talking trash has made Jack Smith commit even more firmly. Like he's got this mountain of evidence that's coming down on him, and it's going to be all made public. And Trump's reputation here. Well, Jack Smith's reputation is, and our government's reputation is at stake, and that will be improved upon, because we can see how these cards knight together here. There's improvement and change here. And then Trump's strategy, being exposed, and it's all out there. Like I was saying before, with all of the trash he's talking, he's revealing. You know, Trump is literally revealing all of his guilt and out into the social media. This is our social media card. So there's that. Yeah. And all the people that have been married to him, all the people have been kissing his butt, and all the people that are guilty. So, you know, you can put Marjorie Taylor Greene in there. You can put Lauren Boebert. We can put Matt Gaetz in there. We can put Kevin McCarthy, Mark Meadows, of course, John Eastman, Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, Mike the Pillow Dude. You know, add to the list, you guys. Help me out here because it's so long and so big. And, you know, just to remember, there's 147 of the GOP that voted to overturn the election. Voted, you know, they wanted to just put it back on their side, or put it on their side when it was never there. I shouldn't say put it back. Put it on their side. 147 GOP. I still have the list over here on this, you know, clipboard. So everything's going to be exposed, and the consequences to Trump, you know, because I tend to use this side as the past, you know, kind of past, present, and then future over here. So the consequences, so I'll focus on this 9-box square here. The consequences to Trump will be that there will be much more teamwork within our government to block him and land him in jail of some type, you know, or some kind of, even just a club fed or whatever, or isolated. But, you know, when it comes to where, it could literally, because you know, that's the cool thing about the Lenormand as well. You can well, even with the tarot, you can read things literally. And I'm laughing because of a session I did with somebody yesterday, but I can't reveal any, you know, I can't talk about that, but I'm laughing in my head because it was just so mind-blowing. But anyway, lots of teamwork within the institutions, all the different branches of our government that will make a decision, and many decisions that will put Trump, that will block him and put him in jail somewhere. Because, and this would be jury trials that happen, and they're going to keep coming out. They'll be exposed. Many of them will be exposed. These are knighting together to block him and block his reputation. His reputation is, in the future, his honor will be to see his ass locked up. That's, I think, the last thing I should say, and I'll just leave you with that. My goodness. Yeah, except for major obstacles to our jury trials and, you know, cost to the taxpayers. But the decision over here is to have him locked up and exposed. And then it's still, who knows how many years of cleanup on aisle 45. You know, it's amazing that Biden's been able to get anything done with all of the, he's done it by focusing on us rather than Trump, which is what a smart man does. So Trump is revealing how immature and fraudulent he is, and what a stress he's been on America. So yeah. It's like Debbie said, a Freebird Spirits Tarot, she said that a long time ago. It's not just PTSD, it's PTTD, like post-traumatic Trump disorder, that we've been suffering under. Going on 6 years now. Okay, well, I'm going to get this uploaded and welcome your questions or comments or your intuitive hits that you get and you want to throw in. Okay, take good care, you guys. Bye.